Okay, for you today, I've got a video on how to and how not to remove the front windshield. Removing the front one, I ended up cracking it, and this is just a video to show you what I did wrong and what my suggestions for you removing it is. So as I said in the previous video, I'd rather have gotten it through the way where there's more space to work. But it's in here for the moment. It'll probably be in here until I need to do welding and that sort of work on it, just because there's really not that much room to be lying down and welding on it. So I've still got all the seats in here because I don't have that much room, and this is the best place just to keep them at the moment. But I will be moving these maybe inside the house to make sure they're alright. As I come towards the back here, I'm going to be taking this glass out today and the rear boot off. I've got the manual, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty simple, just a couple bolts there, a couple bolts there, and it should pop off. But yeah, let's get started with this. First of all, the windshield. Okay, so in the restoration guide that I have, it's got the trim, the metal trim, chrome trim in the windshield. Mine doesn't have that, and to protect the trim in the book, they cut the seal here to protect the trim. I'm going to try take it out without cutting out the seal. If anything cracks or breaks, I am replacing this windshield anyway because it's got clouding down here and it came with a new windshield. But I'm going to give it a shot without using the Stanley knife. So I've got a couple flathead screwdrivers and I'm going to try get them in between the seal and the window and just pressure the window out. At the same time, I'm going to apply pressure from the back side. Swap hands. Okay, this went badly. As I said though, I do have another windshield I'm putting in, but I don't know if you can see, but I've just cracked a huge crack in the windshield. So I would not recommend this method unless you know what you're doing, and I would just cut the windshield out like it says. But I'll show you what just happened. So I know what I did wrong. It is quite obvious, but trial and error. I wanted to see if it would work, but now it hasn't. But you can see there's a huge crack. So if you're going to do this yourself, follow actual instructions, don't follow me. I'm just showing you what not to do. But yeah, cut the rubber trim out as I'm just about to do. Don't try pressure it out. Okay, now I've got my Stanley knife, and I'm going to do it the proper way. See, but I've cut away the rubber, which is holding the door in. You get it right at the right angle, but all of this side's now loose. I just need to do it with the side and the top, and then it should just fold out. I'll try show you the angle at which I've been cutting, so you get it right on the edge. So if you get it here, if you get it just behind the first groove bit, you push it in and just drag it along. You should feel it touching the glass. And then you should be able to pull that away from the rubber. So if you look where I've cut it, just there, so just behind that like second rubber bit, if you just put it in there facing down, it'll just cut straight away. Nice clean cut. So I'm going to do that for the rest of the window now. So once again, you can see where I cut. So just underneath that bit there, and it should just pull out. But you can see if you cut it just there, it sits perfectly flush, and I should just be able to lift this window out. So if I just lightly pressure it forwards, see the glass just pops out of the rubber, and then it just pops out the bottom bit as well. And there you go. That is the front windshield out. So I'm quite annoyed at myself for cracking it, because I'm sure you might have been able to get that fogging out, and I could have used it or sold it or something. But I've got another one. So it's not that big of a deal. But in my experience now, cutting it is really easy. Just cut it, the rubber, and I'll be replacing all this rubber anyway. So if you're gonna rebuild, if you're gonna restore your car, just cut out the rubber. So I'm just gonna finish up by taking out all this old rubber seal, which should, pops out some dirt in here, but I'm gonna have to clean it all up the car anyway. So that's the whole of the front windshield removed. Now I'm gonna get to work on the rear boot. So following what happened in the front, I'm going to cut this out. I'm not going to try to take it out because I don't have a replacement of the rear windshield, rear windscreen, rear window. This is a heated window, so I'm just going to check if there is wires coming out of it, and if so, where the wires are. I believe the wires have been cut though, along with literally all the other wires. So if you're restoring your GT, there should be a little wire, electrical wire coming out that hole there, and possibly, did I see a hole? And that hole there, possibly. But there isn't on this car because all the electricals have already been taken off. Okay, upon looking at the book, I'm still going to remove this window, but I'm not going to remove the tailgate, the boot, because I need another person to help me with it. So I'll do that when I get back from my holidays, and there's other people here. But same again, I'm just going to run Stanley knife around the outside so I can just lift out the glass. So I've cut both the sides and the bottom free. I'm now going to try lift it out by putting pressure on the bottom, but I think this one's stuck in a little bit more than the other. So I just was hitting it a couple times there. So I was just hitting the glass in here, and that's freed it up. I'm now going to just try move it. Yep, there you go. So that's the glass screen removed there. I'm going to take this through as well into the workshop and get it all cleaned up. Okay, so that was a video on just removing the front and rear windows. I hope you found it useful. I now know, and hopefully you guys know, to just cut away the rubber, sacrifice the rubber for the safety of the window. It wasn't that big of a big deal for me, more of a learning experience. The next video, hopefully though, will be getting the engine out, because that's going to be the first thing I want to do. I just wanted to end this video with a couple questions. If I take the engine out, and then put the car on jack stands and remove the suspension, so then I'm able to rebuild the suspension and engine separate from the car. Am I able to start cutting away and re-welding new sills on, or do I need to like reinforce the car? Because I know when you start cutting away the sills, the car starts to move, but is it okay sitting on jack stands to cut it off, or is it better if it's sitting on its wheels when I cut it? Yeah, I think that's it. That's the only question I really have. Hopefully one of you in the comments are able to answer that. I hope you guys are enjoying this new build series. I love this car so far, and I'm really enjoying working on it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next one.